Online shopping is such a pain. Physical shopping or shopping in store is by far the best way to shop. Like, of course, you can feel the items, you can lots of times even try on the items, but unfortunately, it's not very accessible. Not everyone lives in New York or London and are able to shop their favorite brands in store, and not everyone even has time to go out and shop. But online shopping is such a pain. Wrong sizing, poor quality, strange brands, sometimes even just missing items. Through the years, I found ways to make my online shopping experience a lot better. And in this video, I'll be giving you tips on how to better shop online. Hey guys, I'm Collins and welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things fashion, helping you answer different questions like what to buy, where to shop, how to dress better, tips and inspirations. So hang in tight and consider subscribing if you find some of this information useful. First tip today is to have a better understanding of the price to quality ratio for different items. You just have to have an internal price to quality ratio just so you better know what to expect when you're purchasing an item online. I'll give an example. If you see a hoodie online and it's 20 bucks, you can probably expect that maybe the hoodie may not be the best quality. It may shrink in the dryer, it may start linting easily, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's better to have that expectation before purchasing. But this ratio is not the same for different items. For example, a t-shirt could be very good quality at 10 to 15 bucks. Uniqlo probably has that. Similarly, if you're trying to get something like a fur coat and someone's trying to sell it to you for 50 bucks, it may not be too bad, but it may not look as luscious and pretty as a good fur coat. But this is more of a guide to kind of keep in mind. You can definitely find some crazy person trying to sell you some trash for some huge price. And this actually brings us to our next tip. Know your brands. Now I could sit here and try to list you a bunch of brands that are, trusted, but there's just way too many brands. Best way to trust a brand is from actual proof. And what I mean is a brand that you've already purchased an item from and you like that item, it's a trusted brand. The next best way is to do a little research. And by research, I don't mean anything crazy. I mean, check their Instagram comments. Search their name on Twitter and see what people are saying about them. A huge following probably means more reputable. And then those newer accounts that try to spring up and blast ads at your face and maybe not so much. That being said, I do take chances on newer brands, but mostly for low risk items, like items below 40 bucks. Like, it's pretty difficult to mess up a t-shirt or a scarf. Another way to gain some confidence before purchasing an item is to check the brand's return policy. If a brand's already looking suspicious and then you see no returns, yeah, gotta go, man. The next tip is to know your sizes. And no, I don't mean small, medium, large, extra large. Yeah, like those things kind of range, so it's important to actually know your sizes. The worst thing in the world is to go purchase, say, a pair of pants and it kind of stops just above your ankle or something ridiculous like that. Know your sizes. I'll break it down. A lot of brands just use small, medium, large, extra large. If you're worried about where your pants stop, what you need to check for is the inseam. Go get your favorite pair of pants and measure from the crotch to exactly where the pants stop, and that's the inseam measurement. Usually you'll be able to see the particular inseam measurement of any pants that you are purchasing from a good brand. Now if you're usually having items shorter than your sleeve, then you may just have to go a size up, or your clothes may be shrinking on you. If you have sweaters or hoodies that have shrunk on you, here's a way to kind of fix that. First, stop heat drying those clothes. The dryer shrinks stuff. Rather hang dry or flat dry. To attempt to stretch it back, get water, get some hair shampoo, clothes in water, soak for 30 minutes and stretch it out. Towel dry and then flat dry. Guys, I did not make this up. Search Google. Hey. The next tip is to prefer Model 1 clothes. Guys, it's already difficult to shop online, but the least a brand can do is to get a person and put the clothes on the person and take a picture. If a brand just lays the clothes on the floor and expects you to kind of imagine how it would sit on a person, then I'll be a lot less confident purchasing that item. Especially pants, you need to know how it sits. You kind of need to know how it sits on your shoes. You need to know how it drapes. When I see clothes that are not on a model, I usually just don't even bother. The next tip is to avoid impulse shopping. Guys, impulse shopping is the fastest way to get clothes that you will regret. And then you see some brands trying to trick you with like ticking clocks on the screen, telling you that this particular offer that has been added is going to expire if you don't check out within 5 minutes. That is absolutely crazy. Do not impulse shop. Take a screenshot and put it in your notes app. Let the item marinate in your head a little bit. Come back in a week, and if you still really want that item, then it's probably good to go. There is a much higher chance that you would truly appreciate the beauty of this item rather than just some short-lived excitement. Boom. The last tip I have for you guys, don't sleep on second-hand clothes. Platforms like Depop, Grailed, Vinted are places where people sell clothes that they have used, usually for a much cheaper price. For example, there are things that I even have that I'm not wearing as much, and I'm gonna take quick pictures of them and put them up for sale on Depop. Don't worry, when I do that, I'll make sure you're the first to know. But also, I've also gotten things from Depop, like my Timberland boots, my Pandas. If you want a pair of Tims, it's kind of suspicious to go to Timberland and pay $200 for a new fresh pair of Tims. You can usually get one very easily on Depop because Tims are everywhere, and even if it's slightly dirty, you can just wash it up. Shopping secondhand is a great way to get things for a cheaper price. It's also a great way to find things that you may not even see on other like more mainstream sites. Bonus tip, avoid buying two different colors of the same things. Your brain is playing a trick on you, using your love for that item to tell you to double up. Yeah, what ends up happening is that you only really like one of them, and then you'll be wishing you had that money to spend on something else. Unfortunately, I don't always take this advice. There is this really nice bag that I got, and I got a second one. Yeah. Anyways, don't be like me. Try to avoid buying two different items of the same color. Just close your eyes and choose one, and I'm sure you chose the right one. Anyways guys, I hope these tips were helpful to make your online shopping experience better. Bye.